Hello, everyone. We've got a very special guest today. We have Brooke in the house. Welcome, Brooke.
Hey everybody.
Brooke is, tell everyone how old you are and where you live.
I am a 20-year-old college student who lives in New York.
Amazing, amazing. Well, thank you for being here. Just wanted to chat with you for a little bit and ask you some questions as far as where were you before you and I met and sort of what has taken place for you in your life since we've been doing this amazing work together. So if we can just dive in, I'd love to just ask you, like, where were you, if you can remember, where were you like before you and I started working together? Like, what was going on in your life?
Before Brianna and I started working together, I was at the lowest point in my life. I hadn't talked to my older sister, who was my best friend at the time, in 3 months. I was really, really hateful against the world, like really resentful. I had numerous amount of problems going on with self-harm, with eating, with a lot of things. And I was at such a low point where I physically didn't think I could do it anymore.
Okay, and then so I know that how we connected it was through your mom, but I'm curious, like, so when your mom told you about this girl who does, coaching, what was your initial reaction? Were you like, I don't want to do that, not for me? Or were you like, oh, I'll check it out?
So I've had horrible experiences with therapists or like life coach. I've actually been to like over 13 therapists throughout my life.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't know it was that many.
like
I
13
thought
therapists.
it was like a few. 13? Oh my gosh.
Like at first my mom told me about it. I was like, whatever, it's gonna be the same thing. I'll talk to her once and then never talk to her again. But instantly after meeting Brianna, I was like, all right, like this girl's cool. Like I actually a lot different, totally different vibe from like everyone else. Like I wasn't getting questioned. It wasn't like I was being interrogated. I actually felt like it was a good mutual conversation, and I benefited greatly even from the first conversation.
Amazing. So for those, whether you're a mom that's watching this or if you're a teen girl or young woman, can you just explain what you found to be the biggest differences, like with other therapists that you said you felt like you're interrogated, but like what other things did you not like about those experiences?
A lot of like my other therapist, I had one experience, was god awful. And the therapist, when I walked in, I went on talking for about 35 minutes. She was like, well, we don't really deal with people with your problems, with your issues. And the
Mm.
wording was like a big thing for me because I was so scared that I was crazy and couldn't be helped. So hearing that from someone who is supposed to be helping me saying they can't help me made me
Yeah.
discouraged. But in with you and with my sessions with you, like you're like, listen, I've seen it before. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to interrogate you and have you change your entire life. I'm like an older sister, a mentor. I'm here to help you, which I thought was very, very comforting for someone who had had bad experiences.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that because I think like that could be really useful for some other people that are like, because I've talked to girls before that have done other therapists or other coaches, and they're just like, what do you have? Like, how is this going to be any different? And so a lot of people or a lot of girls are just like, I don't want to do it.
And that's
And
how
I,
I had gotten to the point of, and my mom was like, listen, last one, and then I'll let you handle it. And it actually ended up working well. And I've been with you for like 5 or 6 months now, and it's only getting better. Like,
Yay! I love hearing that. Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, it's incredible working with you and like seeing your transformation and growth. So, yeah, it's beautiful to see, but I know it's beautiful for you to just actually
awesome.
be feeling it. So in your own words, how would you describe what it's been like to work with me?
Well, I have had to challenge myself because a lot of the methods that we use are things that I never used in therapy before, like breath work or the trauma relief or screaming in a pillow. Like that was yeah, I did that as a kid when I was mad at my parents, but like use it in an effective
You
way.
told them one of our secrets. It's okay.
Shh, don't tell guys. To use that in like an effective way and actually feel a difference afterwards was something I was not comfortable with doing at first. But when we began doing it and I realized I had to channel what I was actually going through, it made the largest difference. And like, I'm still reaping the benefits from it, which is sick to me. Like, it's so awesome.
Amazing. I love that. I love that. What do you feel has gone on for you over the course of our work together?
Well, like I said at the beginning, I wasn't talking to my older sister at all. Like, it had been like 3 months at that point. And this is the closest I've ever been to all my siblings, my brother, my two sisters, my parents, like, because I started to do the internal work with myself, that I was able to look past some of the things that used to really, really bother me about them and realize only person you can change yourself. And that thanks to Brianna, I'm on phenomenal terms with everybody. My friends, my family, my life, my schoolwork, my sports, everything's just gotten better.
So amazing. So amazing. So what would you say is, I don't know if it's like the relationship with your sister or how you are with yourself, but what would you say is like the most valuable thing that you've gotten from doing this work, on yourself?
Life happens. And like, you can only control yourself. Like, allowing other people, other instances, other variables to affect how you feel, that's your choice. No one's making you feel a certain way. And by like actually realizing it, that like the only person that can control your happiness and your emotions is you, is extremely uplifting. Don't get me wrong, it was very challenging. Because like I said, I had a lot of hate towards people thinking that, well, this happened to me, poor me, like victim mentality. But I learned that the world's not out to get me. I viewed it that way. And when I changed my mindset, that's when everything started picking up and my life started changing for the better.
Amazing. So do you feel like the victim mentality is like a thing of the past?
Yeah, 1,000,000%. I thought the world was out to get me. You know what I mean? And now I can allow this variable to make me upset, or I could allow this to just brush off my shoulders. And now it's like things that used to, like months ago, get me extremely upset and angry. Now I'm just like, whatever, it happens. I can't control it. It's going to happen regardless. So why not just chill with it? Like, not get upset about it.
Yeah, because I think that's the thing that like so many people struggle with. It's like life happens and life isn't always like up here with, oh, happy and I'm joyful and like all of that. Like stuff happens and it can be upsetting at times. But the thing is, if we don't know how to deal with it, we can go right down with it. But then when you have like the tools and the skills and the mindset work that you and I have been doing, it's like you can literally go through anything and know how to approach it in a different way,
I was like a very, very bad perfectionist and a very bad control freak. Like, I wanted things a certain way. If it wasn't that way, I'd get upset, or like I had to be perfect at everything, at schools, at sports, at life, with friends, with family, like, and every time I wasn't, I would get down on myself, and that would just snowball and make me get more upset towards myself. And then my emotions would portray onto other people, and then I'd get upset with other people because things weren't going the way I thought they were supposed to. But after learning that you can't control how certain things happen, it's made my life go smoother, serene, like a lot better.
Yeah, and it's like that's one of the things that like I can relate with you, the whole control thing, because I used to be a very like in control, like gotta control everything, and like God forbid something I can't control, then what I'm gonna do with it. And it's like when we can just like surrender somewhat and just like let it go, it's gonna happen. We can do the best that we can. But at some point we just have to like let go and trust and like have faith.
Exactly.
I feel like that's what you have been doing. And of course we have moments. I have my control moments, and I'm sure you still have it at times. But
of course.
Yeah, like it's impossible to kind of like always stay up in this state every single day. Like life happens, but I think the key that like that you and I have been working on is like how, if you do dip, how do you get back up there?
Exactly.
Like, and how quickly is it going to take? Are you going to be down here for a week? Or are you going to be down here for a few minutes and then get your butt right back up? Yeah. What would you say, online. Some moms may be watching this, or girls or young women, and they're like, I don't know, I really want to work with someone like in person. This online thing just feels weird or different or uncomfortable. Like, what would you say to, to them about that?
So I was really skeptical about it at first, and I was like, what am I going on, like a business chat? Like, why am I understanding my therapist, my life coach? Like, at first I hated it, but then I'm a junior in college right now. It is so much better. Like, I don't have to leave my bed. I don't have to leave my dorm. I don't have to get dressed up and put on shoes and go drive somewhere, only to drive an hour, only to talk for 55 minutes just to turn back around and drive back home. It's more simple. It's like the stress of like, all right, I have to leave at this time and I have to get there by this time, only to sit there for such a short amount of time and then turn back around and then do it again next week. All forgotten. It's just so much easier. And at first it's really uncomfortable because you feel like you're on like Uvu or like FaceTime, but you get comfortable with it. You turn your computer 2 minutes before, you hop on the call. So simplistic.
Yes. So one of my last questions for you is, what would you say to any mom, teen girl, young woman, maybe like your age, who's watching this right now and they might be considering either working with me, or if it's a mom having, her daughter work with me, what would you say to them?
In all honesty, Brianna has changed my life for the better. And it's actually crazy the type of person I have become because of her. And the best part is I can't say that it's because of her, because she's taught me how to become a better person. And it's the little victories. At the point I met her, I was in the lowest point of my life, and I didn't think it was getting any better. I've been to therapists, and everyone I found something wrong with. Everyone, what they told me to do didn't make sense to me, but it's going to be hard. And the recovery process is always hard, no matter who you're with, where you're with, but it is more than worth it. And working with Brianna has been the best decision for me, best decisions for my two sisters, the best decision for my mom. At first it was uncomfortable, but doing it was the best choice I could do.
Yeah. Thank you. So I want to say a couple of things. I also work with Brooke's two sisters, and privately. So it's been really incredible to work with all three of you. But one of the things, when I did that, when you were talking, I just loved what you said, because you were giving yourself the credit. And this is what is so important with this work. It's like, I didn't change your life. I'm helping you, I'm guiding you, but you're the one that's doing the work. Yeah. And so I think it's really important, if you're a mom or a teen girl or young woman and you're watching this, to really know that I am not fixing you. You are not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. What is happening, though, is I am guiding you and I'm supporting you on your journey. And it is up to you whether you are going to want to change and want to transform, or whether you're just going to be like, I'm not going to.
The analogy I love to use about the coaching I've been going through and receiving is another tool in the toolbox. You give us tools in order to approach different situations. She's not there with me like good angel, bad angel on my shoulders when I'm going through a situation. But due to tools I've learned through this coaching, I feel unstoppable, that I'm able to approach situations that once scared me and that once I'd be overwhelmed by. She's not doing it. Brianna's not changing me. She's not changed any other girl she's worked with. She has given them the tools so they can do it for themselves. And if you don't use the tools, there's really not much she can do. But if you give in to the upper power and you give in to what's going to happen, your life will change immensely.
Thank you so much. I love what you just said, because that is what it's all about. It's all about, are you ready to change? Are you ready to change your life? Yeah. If so, then this is the work that is going to help you get there. But if you're not, then, that's fine too, but this is not going to help if you're not ready to make some things happen.
I actually had a situation about a year and a half ago with a different life coach. And at that point in my life, I was very hating everything. Hate the whole state of North Carolina, hate the whole state of New York, hate everyone, everything. But I wasn't ready to change at that point. My other life coach was phenomenal, man. He did great work, but I wasn't ready to accept the changes within. So anything and everything he could have told me and that he did tell me, I didn't use effectively because I wasn't ready to change myself. And Brianna came to me, thank God for my mother, like came to me at the best point in my life because I was finally ready to change for myself.
Yeah.
Which I had to do.
Yeah, it's really incredible how like your journey like has evolved. And yeah, like you weren't ready then. You and I were just talking about this recently on one of our calls, and like you weren't ready then. But when we met, you were like, I am ready and I'm ready to do this. And you've gone like full, what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, your growth and expansion and just like everything that you've done for yourself is just like, it's tremendous. And on one of our last calls, we were talking about like where you were a year ago, and it's like some of the stuff like I even forgot about, and I'm like, holy cow, like you have transformed so much. And so I'm just like crazy. So I'm just like honored and blessed and grateful to like be a part of your journey and to like be doing this like work, but also to see like how you have really like stepped into your own, like who you truly are. Cause that's like,
who I want to be.
That's what this is all about.
It's who I want to be. Like, it's not who I was. I was never broken to begin with.
Yes.
Listen, I always, to all the young girls, the mothers watching, I know how it feels to be at your lowest point. I know how it feels to feel like there's something wrong with you and that you can't be fixed, but learn and trust yourself and trust everything happens for a reason. My favorite quote ever is fake it till you make it. That was my biggest thing. I used to say when I was at a low point in my life is, you're not very happy right now, so pretend you are, and then one day you will be. But then through this journey and through all my coaching, I don't have to fake anything anymore. Like, I genuinely feel better, and I genuinely feel true happiness now, which is something I had forgotten I could feel, which is crazy.
And I think for so many girls or for so many young women, they've also forgotten what happiness feels like, and when it's been so long since they've felt like truly happy, like genuinely happy, they think like it's impossible. Like, how are they ever going to feel that way? Exactly. And that's why it's so important to have like a coach or someone to really like help bring, like, yes, happiness is your birthright. Like, that's why you're here. Yeah, it's like, let's figure out how you can get happy. And I think that's what this work is about. Because if you're not loving your life, if you're not happy, then like, what's the point?
Exactly. Worthless life.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's like no fun. Who wants to live that kind of life?
No one.
Not me. Well, thank you so much. Do you have any last words or anything that you wanna say before we wrap this up?
Last words. Train with Brianna. Best decision I have made, and I know other girls can say the same thing. So I think this would be the most life-changing and best decision you make in your whole life. Amen.
Brooke, I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on and, and talking with me. And so everyone can really see truly like what this work is all about.
Of course.
Okay. Mwah! I will talk to you soon. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Do I leave the meeting?